There are indicators that are too strong to ignore, faint inscriptions that convey concealed connotations that point to a close relationship using more powerful forces if you possess the crescent moon or the letter M in the. You can tell from the palm of your palms that this is not. By chance, you've been selected for a tremendous mission, a duty that surpasses what is generally understood. The warriors of Archangel Michael are not. They are referred to as randomly selected because they possess a special spiritual energy, that light that is indestructible, even amongst the most profound darkness. Although this light brings wonderful being responsible, is more than just bringing a unique present, but utilizing it to shield, heal, and mentor those who are lost, the spiritual fight that was going on. Although we are real, the average person cannot see us. Pay attention to those who have been called to serve. Michael the Archangel is a soldier of the light, in charge of opposing forces that want to throw the planet out of balance and remove souls off the path of God if you sense that something is different concerning you. If you've always had a defensive instinct, a strong sense of intuition, and a close relationship with the spiritual, then it's time to wake up to your genuine mission. Before we proceed, I would want to ask you a crucial question. Please subscribe. Currently, this is not available on the channel. Only a request to participate, but an invitation of the spiritual path, and offer commentary on the 77 listed below to get a unique blessing due to your mission is confirmed. When this call is accepted with an open heart, get ready to comprehend the actual intent of individuals who have been selected for the mission of Archangel Michael. The obligations are heavy, yet the battle is harder, but the benefits are even bigger. Are you ready to start? Prepared to fight as an Archangel, Michael is more than just a title, a responsible act by those who bear. The main responsibility of this calling is to safeguard the energy surrounding them and preserve the world's spiritual equilibrium. Spiritual defense is not just for Michael's warriors, portray themselves as living shields that absorb and change negative forces that attempt to enter their lives with live, and those who frequently come across them without even being aware of it. You can stop preventing someone nearby from plunging into spiritual pitfalls using only the power of your purpose, and presence in this gift of protection can take many different forms. Ways to observe that people frequently seek your counsel, comfort, or just to feel close without being aware of it. The vital force you possess, a sphere of shadow-repelling light, although this strengthening protection is necessary. Spiritual warriors are unable to let themselves to be exhausted by outside influences that must be maintained. Rituals for strengthening and purification, like meditation, prayer, and the use of Archangel Michael, is one of the sacred symbols constantly affirms his existence next to people that want to maintain their brightness burning, yet the conflict calls for. The first step in preparing is to recognize the value of your energy, and that your goal is to safeguard rather than just respond to individuals who have been called to this trip, cannot permit them to be undermined by uncertainties, anxieties, or negative influences. The moment you realize how much role your power grows and your presence turns, become a genuine defense against any unseen assault. And how do you feel? That you've had times when you appear to take on other people's suffering. Have you observed that you are there? Comforts those who are in pain, if consequently, this proves that you are. Among those selected for this mission, serving as Archangel Michael's warrior implies more than merely keeping it safe, implies addressing you and calling to actively participate in the fight against the forces attempting to undermine the world peace. These conflicts include, not usually apparent, but their consequences can be experienced in every aspect of existence. The evil forces are at work all around you: dread, uncertainty, emotional manipulation, and makes an effort to dim the light they appear at uncertain times in quiet, forceful assaults, and even in damaging ideas that come to mind without justification for those who bear the mark of the letter M, or the crescent moon on their hands frequently end up in the midst of these conflicts, frequently without completely realizing the magnitude of what are dealing with. But here's the reality, you Archangel. You weren't picked for nothing. Michael doesn't call on people that are not able to handle the burden of this accountability you possess inside yourself, a concealed bravery and strength that surpasses any anxiety regarding your part in this. The goal of invisible war is not to conceal but to bolster yourself and take action with consciousness, religion, and fighting style. Something you need but can't notice at first. To increase your vibration, this entails steer clear of charged environments by cutting relationships with those who deplete your vitality and maintaining your spirituality balance. By connecting and praying, Michael can help you think more clearly. Due to the fact that dark forces thrive on despair, and moreover, Michael and his negative warriors engage in direct combat, this conflict shows up in your day-to-day existence itself when you adopt a position, refusing to be against injustice, fear-induced manipulation, or when you fire a route for individuals who are Archangel Michael's warriors were defeated. Not only fight evil forces, but also assist as protectors of the incapable, defend themselves in the event that you have been decided. Your obligation extends beyond. You are a lighthouse for the lost yourself, defender of the defenseless, and a manual for those looking for solutions, many of whom reside in this world, is unable to comprehend the spiritual conflicts surrounding them. They are those who are at risk of emotional crisis, brought triggered by negative effects without being aware of the source of the burden they bear. They need someone with the ability to see past the veil of illusion, who is aware of the warning indications and can provide direction, consolation, and protection if you believe that individuals frequently look for you to rant if you're around. Soothes those in distress if you acknowledge that you are the one that other people are looked to during trying times. This isn't. Coincidentally, this is among the obvious indications that your spirit is calling you to. Being a guardian means more to Michael, more than simply hearing. It entails action have been put in a strategic location where you are to assist those in need of illumination. Might appear in your life in a number of ways. Family, by being the one to provide balance who has protection and guidance people who are at risk spiritually in your social circle by lending a hand to pals. When friends discover solutions to their uncertainties and misgivings in the world, at being a big person by spreading understanding, hope, and faith in challenging times. But safeguarding the weak doesn't imply bearing the burden of the entire globe. The only way to complete this mission is vital that you additionally fortify and safeguard your personal energy and maintain your vibration high, establish limits, and you are not alone in this. So keep that in mind. Michael and his troops are traveling with you, side strengthening with each action you take. A real warrior fights for more than merely he stands up for everyone in need. Light if you've been invited to participate. Your task, Archangel Michael's army, comprises among the most difficult tasks that oversee combat with the military darkness. This conflict isn't a metaphor or a theoretical concept. It is real, constant, that occurs in dimensions. Things many people believe, yet most cannot see that evil only appears physically acts, but the imbalance's true cause. The subtle impulses that attempt to make the selected ones weaker and manipulate. If you believe that your life has been characterized by strong spiritual difficulties, if you've encountered energetic attacks that cause people to have trouble sleeping, appear solely to cause you to become unstable. Recognize on an emotional level that this is not coincidental. Individuals selected for this. Missions have distinguishing characteristics, and those who have the letter M or the on their palms, the crescent moon has a naming these symbols even more blatantly, are both protective symbols and an indication that you've been recognized as a spiritual warrior, which implies that the shadow forces are aware of your identity, are attempting to stop you from completing your spiritual mission. battle can take many different shapes, and it's up to you to be ready for this situation. Are a few indicators that night attacks are already occurring in this battle. Having a heavy feeling before bed, frequent nightmares that leave you exhausted for sense of energy loss without any evident cause, exhausted after visiting specific locations or regarding specific individuals' influence with the manner in which unsuccessful enterprises, inexplicable challenges at crucial people's emotional manipulation at certain times, continuously attempting to undermine you, encouraging misunderstandings and discord. But Michael, keep in mind that you are not alone. His legion is always available to you. Help fortify you in carrying out this obligation. It is crucial that you maintain yourself. Those who are spiritually protected include essential procedures for the protection prey. The spiritual warrior. Get in touch with Michael daily and request energy shields for strength and direction. Imagine yourself in the middle of avoiding locations with celestial blue light and people with a lot of energy defending oneself against harmful impacts. Spiritual discernment in order to determine when someone or something is serving as a disruptive agent. The light army does not engage in combat with. Our greatest strength is our physical weaponry. Truthful, steadfast faith and dedication to evil solely for divine purposes flourishes in environments of fear, uncertainty, and spiritual frailty. Yet you've been decided not to engage in combat and to win as an archangel fighter. Michael means more than just battling. Opposing darkness while serving as a light for one of the noblest people is lost. The duties of the selected individuals are to lead those who venture into the dark and assist them in discovering the spiritual truth that many people are trapped in uncertainty, fear, and the corporeal world's illusions that they pursue avenues that divert them from their actual nature. They experience emptiness and lack direction, but are unsure on how to. This is the moment when Michael's, if you notice, warrior enters the picture. That you are frequently visited by looking for guidance, emotional support, or responses to their fears. This isn't accident. You've been summoned to serve as someone's light in the middle of the storm, able to provide clarity to individuals who cannot look past the daily mess life. And how do you accomplish that? Engaging in spiritual listening, many people just must be attentively listened to and empathy in order to identify their own responses, sending messages of use your words to make a difference, inspire, motivate, and uplift by demonstrating the most effective method of teaching, for instance, is to live in accordance with the values of guiding light without forcing it, and everyone respects the time it takes for them to awaken. Each soul's journey, and there's some crucial information, those selected with either the crescent moon or the letter M in there, in general, hands have an even stronger. These markers of suitability for this mission. Show a clear relationship with Michael is being called to serve as spiritual mentors in a planet that is in dire need of more light. But lugging this being responsible can be difficult. Many people won't accept your challenge. Advice. Some people may make fun of your words, and people will attempt to distance themselves from your mission. But keep in mind, the fighter doesn't let himself be rocked as the darkness attempts to smother. You will be the lighthouse for those who are lost. That illuminates the path back to reality. Your light outweighs all shadows. Proceed and complete your task with. The spiritual war doesn't require courage, only occur during intense conflicts. In order to defeat the powers of evil, it takes daily position inside the energy flow of the cosmos, in which each action, thought, and the vibration of the object is shaped by intention. World as an archangel. Michael Warrior. Among your most important duties is to preserve the equilibrium of energy, both inside you and the environment around you, are alternating continuously between light and fear and dark love that rises and falls, and every selected one functions as a pillar. That maintains this equilibrium by avoiding letting negativity take over. But what? What does it actually mean to be a protector of this equilibrium? Looking after. A warrior cannot permit you to use your own energy. To empty their vibration, which implies knowing when to avoid harmful situations, settings with people that drain your energy, and ideas that reduce your frequency, sending a message of calm amid chaos that many people will turn to you for stability if you uphold harmony, even in the face of difficulties. You will assist in maintain a clean and balanced atmosphere around you, and safeguard the areas that environments contain energy as a balance keeper. You can cleanse the areas where you work or live through incense, crystals, and prayers plans, or even the straightforward existence of your neutralized light energetically assaults those with low vibration, can occur intentionally or attempt to subtly undermine you. 8 years. A real fighter is able to identify these assaults and prevent them without being impacted, which is why you must be. Being conscious of your own frequency at all times. The weight of the world must be allowed to can prevent you from achieving your goal. The responsibilities of a warrior are enormous, but his power is even. More individuals traverse the globe without being aware of their true identities. Do they live apart from their essence, enmeshed in uncertainty, dread, and the spiritual ignorance's darkness as an Archangel Michael's warrior, one of your? The primary aim is to provide guidance, returning those who are lost to the way of light. This obligation doesn't imply forcing opinions or persuading someone that a genuine mentor doesn't lead anyone to the truth. They illuminate the path in order that everyone is able to observe for themselves how can you accomplish this wonderful mission. Your behavior will frequently speak for you. Your strength speaks louder than words. Faith and composure, despite challenges, will act as a lighthouse for individuals who have not yet achieved a stability. Listening without passing judgment, many lost. Before they may be heard, souls must follow your intuition. It may serve as a bridge that links these individuals to their own intrinsic truth, conveying information about you've discovered during your adventure. That be just what another person needs to hear to awaken and impart knowledge. Anytime you believe that now is the ideal moment to protect people who are still learning how to protect themselves. But some people don't recognize the spiritual forces at play them. Using your relationship and sensitivity, you can aid in their prevention. From going along hazardous routes, aiding in the awakening of many people's faith, disbelieved in the light, lost hope, and live in terror that your presence could be what's required to bring this flame back to life. Inside them, if you've ever experienced that strangers converse with you for no apparent reason, cause of your friend's interest in you in crises, or that your simple comfort comes from presence. But this isn't coincidence, that's your mission. Showing up in a lot of picked ones, particularly those that have a crescent moon, if the letter N they are holding has a spiritual allure that draws in those. If you need assistance, you can act as a conduit. The Archangel Michael takes action to save those who have wandered off the light. But keep in mind that your job is to lead, not to take on other people's burdens, cannot forcefully save someone. Simply demonstrate them that everyone can do things better. Have to create their own decision by directing the lost, you're bolstering the light army and completing one of the holiest obligations that a warrior may have. The forces that govern the cosmos include continuously balance each other's brightness and darkness, harmony. The development of chaos and devastation is a natural component of the material and spiritual realms. But when this equilibrium is jeopardized, it is Archangel Michael's warrior's mission. Being picked doesn't mean that you have to step in, simply imply battling the shadows, but also making certain that the light's energy keeps flowing easily. It's as though maintaining a fire in the middle of a storm, should that blaze extinguish the without opposition, darkness can grow. Resistance, and the ways in which a warrior can defend this equilibrium by fortifying your own energy. You can't get things back in equilibrium if Because of your weakness, you should keep your high vibration is necessary, which means avoiding bad effects through practice. Keeping your thoughts in alignment with meditation. Using the light and taking care of your spiritual relationship every day. Cleaning areas and individuals. The world is rich in spiritual charges that can build up in surroundings and even inside people, frequently without their knowledge. You've experienced an unexplained weight. When you go into specific locations, your dispelling these is part of the mission. Positive energies through prayer, rituals of meditation and spiritual purification, inhibiting the growth of dark forces. Where there are holes, evil becomes stronger. Time despair or resentment take over. Darkness increases in a person or circumstance. Spreading love and hope makes you stronger. Stop these forces from assuming control. The earth re-establishing the spiritual relationship between those who have abandoned numerous individuals have distanced themselves from the illumination, not due to their preference for darkness, but due to the fact that they have been motivated by. Your presence can alleviate anguish and despair. They keep in mind that there is yet promise. Defending the planet from energetic you can sense attacks when the world appears heavier. During disputes and tragedies appear to occur more frequently without explanation. This is due to the fact that there are forces attempting to reduce the brightness of Earth, but the selected individuals who carry the crescent moon, or the letter M, in their possession, possess the capacity to real life is being created by anchor-high energy. Spiritual protection from these forces. Keeping the energy balance isn't a straightforward mission that frequently calls for facing unseen obstacles and remaining steadfast even when it feels like everything is falling separate. But remember that you are never truly alone. Archangel Michael, fought alongside his warriors, are constantly linked together to produce a chain of safety and illumination surrounding the "if you believe you have been called to." Don't disregard this mission every time. Every act, every prayer, every positive thought of kindness counts while preserving equilibrium starts within of you, and your light may be what's required to change the world. About the reason you've made it this far is you sense the call that echoes inside of you. In spirit and time, you are not alone since the beginning of time. The warriors of Archangel Michael have walked among mortals guarding, directing, and opposing the forces attempting to take the lead. Humanity has moved farther away from the light. Your presence is more important than ever. Your responsibilities are not a burden, but a priceless present. The spiritual. The defense you provide is a shield. Fighting the dark against the dark forces is a brave deed that reverberates over the upper planes, directing. The lost is a lighthouse that shines people who haven't woken up yet. The secret to preserving energy balance is preventing the globe from plunging into chaos. You weren't picked at random, Mark. Your instincts and energy are a component of a divine scheme, but the biggest obstacle for Michael's warriors are not just found in the outside world, battle the shadows, but from within themselves. The uncertainty, fear, and difficulties that emerge are assessments to bolster their faith and dedication to the goal. Whenever you believe that your greatest power is running out, keep in mind, Michael and his, you don't stroll with legionnaires by your side. By yourself, every prayer you say, every making a choice based on the facts, and every act of bravery and love resonates throughout the cosmos, turning into an invincible power within the spiritual battle. The question that still has to be answered is, are you prepared to embrace your role in its entirety? If you have been moved by this message, and you are aware that the call has confirmed to have always been there in your soul, your presence on this holy mission, in the comments, include the number 777 as a declaration of dedication to your goal, and a reminder that the warriors of Michael can meet and support one another as well. To continue, please subscribe to the channel, getting revelations and messages that will make your spiritual path stronger. As an army of light, we shall accomplish the task assigned to us and guarantee that justice, truth, and divinity protection is never compromised. The call has now been placed. You can choose how to respond to it